Good evening, friends. Happy Wednesday, Whip Wednesday. I actually made it and I actually remembered to call it that. So I pretty much give project updates every night. So I do like to be on trend, however, so good to know. All right, so just to give a couple of updates. I had brought this pillow home from I brought it home from my office, and with the idea that I would put the same cording on it that I have on my other needlepoint pillows that I have in my office. And I had bought this at an estate sale. It was on this little, it was like this. And long story short, I don't have enough. I don't have enough for it to match exactly. So pivot, have to come up with another plan. But I had bought this grouping of pre-made cording. I think I got this at, gosh, I don't even remember. I'm going to guess Hobby Lobby. It was recent, so I don't think it was Joann's, because there towards the end, I could not. To go in there, it was just like some dystopic novel, and I just couldn't face it because it made me A, so sad, and B, so stressed to be in there with all of the crazy, just all the stuff. So I think this came from Hobby Lobby. All of that to say. So I was going to pull this out and see what you thought about using this. Now that I look at it, I love the colors, and it's got silver metallic with the colors. So lots of different colors that came in this grouping. And I think they had one that was with silver and one with gold. I tend to be a silver gal, and so I've selected that one. But now that I'm looking at it, it is significantly smaller in diameter than this stuff. So that's kind of a bummer, because I'm not sure that that's going to work. I also cannot get it opened up for you to give me your opinion. So bear with me. I am so sorry. I should have planned ahead. But luckily I have my little knitting necklace that I have now modified by just adding a full-on pair of scissors on there. I invented that. Okay. So here it is, and I just already know the answer. It's too small. Womp womp. Okay, we will go back to the drawing board. I think what I will do is I'm just going to throw this in my purse so that I got it as a reference point, and I will just go shop and see if I can find something. I could make some cording, but as I've formerly discussed, I don't think I'm terribly good at making cording, and that seems like a lot for me to jump from just a little ornament that I'm not doing well to this, 12 by 16 pillow. That seems like a lot. So we are not going to do that. I will just look to see if I can find something similar when I'm out and about. Okay, so that was that little bit of a fail. But I did want, so last night I was down in the sunroom. I did not have my little light that I use. I have an OOTD light that I put on my little work table, and I just use that as my TikTok light. But I did not have that last night when I went into the sunroom to film, and so you couldn't really appreciate how just gorgeous the black is looking on this. So I am enamored, and I'm going to keep on working on this. It is a little bit thick. I'm not able to scoop and sew quite as readily as I normally do for needlepoint. And I don't know if that's a byproduct of this thread being a little bit thick, or the fact that I'm needlepointing over an area that has had yarn in it for 30 years and that I just ripped out. And so it's just it's very flimsy. And so I don't know which of those two factors are contributing to me not being able to quite get into a rhythm. But we will persevere because it is gorgeous, and I'm so happy that I picked the black. Picking out the white or ripping out the white was not the most fun. It took me a couple of evenings, but I think in the long run I'm going to be so much happier with a pillow because I'm grubby and that white pillow would have gotten dirty very quickly. So that's what's on the agenda. I'm going to keep on working on that. And then I showed you that little canvas that I got. I have not started a single stitch, but that will come. You know, I'm just really excited about this right now. So that's what I'm going to stay focused on. I think that's it. That's my only Whip Wednesday right now that I'm actively working on. Well, other than that knitting project. The little white sweater I have been knitting on occasionally. So that's it. All right. Thank you. I hope you have a great night. I am drinking. I make myself a little treat at night, and this is a little limoncello with some sorbet in it. It's my little float, little adult float. So I'm going to sip on this tonight while I do a bit of stitching because I have big corporate meetings tomorrow. So reward. All right. Thanks. Have a good night. Bye.